Hello and welcome to another Stampin' Society. My name is Charlotte Mallet and I am excited to share with you this month Cottage Wreaths and the Country Wreaths dies. We're going to make a fun fall card using this image primarily. Let's get started. We are going to stamp a fall wreath with this one leaf image. I'm going to be using Petal Pink, So Saffron, and Calypso Coral. These are two of my tests. You can see by stamping farther apart, you get a wider wreath closer together. This is kind of what we're going for right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 stamps in each color. So let's try it. Let's actually position it somewhat onto the left side. All right, let's start. We'll do Calypso Coral first. 1 in the top, flip it around, leaving about a 1/4 inch space in between the bottom of the stems, 1 on the bottom. Same thing here, visual, and there. That looks pretty good. Let's clean our stamp off, and now we will do Petal Pink. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp right next to that Calypso Coral image. Move that ink out of the way. All the way around. I like this card. It's I like this because it has a lot of stamping, and you guys know how much I love stamping. So we'll close up Petal Pink, and now let's move on to So Saffron to fill in that last little bit. Cute and very similar, a little bit bigger maybe, but that's okay. Now let's move on to our next step. For this card, we're also going to be using the scallop contour dies and the layering circle framelits. On the scallop contour dies, we would like to use this die right here. We're going to chop out the wreath, and it's okay that some of these, we're going to position it somewhat like so. It's okay that the edges maybe get chopped a little bit. So let's do that. Chopped out, that looks pretty good. With the layering circles die, you can chop out a bunch of circles, different diameter, and see which one you like best. What we're going to do is we're going to layer it over the center. For this particular one, we'll use a circle that's roughly 1.5 inches in diameter or 1 3/4 inches in diameter, whatever you have. We'll set these aside for later cards. We're going to use the Gingham Cottage papers. Look at this massive stack of papers. All these gingham patterns in various colors. We're going to cut a piece of the Calypso using this pattern. And for our card base, we're going to use just basic white for 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score that in half. Let's get our scoring tool out. Score it at 4 1/4. And then we're going to fold this in half using a bone folder. Move those out of the way. Just a nice crease there. And then we're going to mount this piece directly onto the card base. Let's pull in some Stampin' Seal and apply it pretty liberally. I'd like this piece to go all the way edge to edge on this card front. If there's any left over, we can trim that off if our cutting was not exact the first time around, but that looks pretty good. Okay. Next, we're going to pop this piece centered left to right all the way around. Let's do that. A nice country, fall country vibe going on here. Okay, and then using soft suede and a small piece of crumb cake, we're going to stamp the grateful greeting and the acorn from the stamp set. That's this one and this one. We'll stamp 2 acorns, 1 grateful. I'm going to stamp the grateful on the edge so I can easily trim that off. Ink that up pretty nice. Oh, I've got a smush. Let's go again. Much better. And then we'll stamp a couple of these. These will all be cut out using the dies. Actually, I might even just stamp 1, 2 together and hand trim those out. That could be cute. So it creates 1 shape instead of 2 layered on top. Yeah, choices, right? Using scissors, we'll just cut this off. So we have our greeting. We're looking at mounting our circle, potentially putting our greeting here, putting a couple acorns, and maybe another leaf or 2. Let's figure that out as we go. And let's cut these out. I'm just going to hand cut these acorns out in the 1 shape. There is a die for this little tiny guy, and it looks pretty cute. Here, I'll show you when it's chopped out using the die. But because I want 1 shape with the 2 acorns together, I'm going to just hand cut it with my monster scissors. There we go. Let's stamp a couple of leaves. I'm not sure what color, Pear Pizzazz or Shaded Spruce, but we'll take this leaf image and we'll see what ends up looking the best with these other colors. Pretty. Maybe. That's what a lot of this is trial and error, particularly when it comes to color. Ooh, that's a juicy pad. That image doesn't look very good stamped in that. Is that any better? Maybe this Shaded Spruce, or maybe we'll try Garden Green. Let's see. Last chance, we'll try Garden Green. Maybe that will be our color. Yep, Garden Green it is. All right, so let's stamp 1 there. And we'll chop those out using the die. We also have these 2 fun dies that will do solid color, maybe another color green to kind of balance it out. We have a few of these chopped out, a few more here. It's nice to chop all 3 leaves out with 1 die. Let's assemble the card. We're going to mount the circle flat right there in the center. Let's mount the grateful using some Stampin' Dimensionals so it's popped up a little bit. Looks pretty good. Okay, and then our acorns will come right off here. We're going to want a little tiny bow. So let's tie the bow first, just with some white baker's twine. And that will go right there. So let's glue that down, and then we'll tuck the acorns underneath of it. We'll trim the edge when we're all done, the edges. That's cute. Just like so. Maybe that tail there. And that tail there. Really cute. Let's add some bling. For the warm fall tones, let's use some of these brushed metallic adhesive backs. Maybe we'll just put just a couple in here. I'm thinking which color. Let's look and see. Maybe the gold or this pewter. Maybe this pewter color. I don't know if that's pewter or not. It doesn't really tell me. We'll put one here. And how about another one right about there? And there you go, finished up. And here's a second card using bits from the desk. Did the same thing here, chopped the outside using a different scallop frame, layered over a different colored gingham, and then pulled in some bits there. I didn't even use a circle here, I just used that actual shape. Using the Cottage Wreath stamp set and the Cottage Wreath dies. Super fun. My name is Charlotte Mallet. You can find me on Instagram at iHeartStamps. And this tutorial was created for the Stampin' Society. A list of all the supplies used on these cards can be found in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and give me a follow if you'd like. Have a great day.